Hi, team. Good afternoon. Today I'm here to take the follow-up session of Dynamics 365 field service. First, let's discuss about what are the features or the services the Dynamics 365 offers. So, we need to understand why we need to use the Dynamics 365 field service in certain industries like manufacturing, telecom, healthcare, equipment maintenance. So one such example or use case in which we can make use of field services in the healthcare, like in today's world, we know it's very uncertain and we don't know when we are going to face the next pandemic or something like that. So field service really comes handy in this kind of situation where you can schedule a different healthcare workers and the equipments and other facilities like the quarantine facilities, all those things can be managed very effectively. The another classic example is telecom. Telecom is very complex business model. They have a variety of products and products that keep on changing depending upon the season and every occasions to satisfy the customer needs. So these kind of dynamic business scenarios, Dynamic 365 field service plays a much better role in terms of managing the resources and their work hours effectively. So this is just two classic examples, but there are lots of other scenarios and use cases where you need someone to do the works. So you definitely need a field service to manage it effectively. These are the terminologies we use in the field service. Field technicians means someone or an individual who basically does the work. Work order, to whom the work is for, or like what the work is, what the problem is, and what we need to be done, like all these included in the work order. Work order products is the equipment or the products that is required to do the work or to rectify the problem. Work order service, it is basically a service that done in part of the work order. Um, Service task is basically the task or the to-do list of tasks for the technicians to be done while doing the, like while working. Incident is nothing but a template in which actually the summary report of the work order service, the service task, and the work order products are all togetherly in a template. That is called the incident. Customer asset. Let's take an example of an air conditioner installation. Like when once it is installed in the customer location, it get converted into customer asset. So what happens is once you identify it as a customer asset, like tomorrow for any maintenance, auto-generated or repeatable maintenance or manually requested maintenance work, like you can have a track that this equipment at customer location has gone through this number of maintenance. Like you'll be having a history of maintenance, like how much maintenance or the services it has gone through. So that is customer asset. Agreement, it is actually an auto-generated tickets. These tickets are generated to create a work order. When coming to work order life cycle process, these are the 4 steps which is included. The first one is work order creation. That is, it can be created and generated from multiple sources for multiple scenarios. Schedule and dispatch is like when once a work order is created, um, we are sending someone to fulfill the work order. Perform work on site. That is, someone, the person, or a group of people, once they reach the customer location or any service location, the work they are going to do is the third step. Like what kind of work they're going to do. That is the perform work on site. Review and bill is once they have done the work, they're going to review it, that like someone is going to review it, and then it is going to be billed to the customer. So these are the four important steps um, of work order life cycle. Then there are different kinds or different ways in which we can create work orders. The first one is manual. Um, that is if customer calls the service company and then they say they have an issue with this product or an equipment. So can you please come to the home and fix it out? That is how manually we are reaching for the work order. Secondly, from opportunity, that is like, for example, an air conditioner company. In this case, we cannot just sell the AC. Instead, we also need someone to install that. So what we do is we create an opportunity, like we have done sales and the opportunity is closed. And from there, we are going to send someone to install it. Like from case, say for example, somebody calls a help desk or call center trying to resolve a problem remotely by talking through the phone, and they couldn't resolve it. Instead, they need to send someone to go there and repair. So what they do is from typical case management history, case is converted into work order, which means we are going to send someone in person. Then the next one is auto generate using agreements. Um, Considering an example, if you have bought a car or a bike and you have a periodic maintenance to be done, or like services to be done. So the company automatically calls you and reminds you that you have got a service on this time, like your thing is going to need to, and everything. Like somebody's calling you and reminding you. So that is auto-generated using the agreement. From a portal, that is a customer integrate with the kind of portals or legacy application to create the tickets, that tickets to create a work order. IoT devices, that is, in some products, there will be some sensors for the heat sensors or the fire alarms. So what happens to this is when it get overheated or get malfunction, it itself raises tickets to generate the work order. So these are some of the ways in which the work orders can be created. Then coming to geofence, like what is geofence? What do geofence do? Is it is not about just assigning the work to the technicians. It's about maintaining and also monitoring them. So workers has to report to the location. So geofence, what is do like as the name says, when they use the mobile app, it basically keeps passing the coordinates to the server. So basically, from this we can understand whether the worker or the engineer has basically reached the customer location or not. So that's what the geofence or the geocode do. Next is scheduling. Mm, Scheduling is something that connects the work order and the workforce. Like if you have the work order created and also you have the manpower with different skills, now we need to send the right people to the right location. So these are the topics that I've already discussed in the last sessions. Um, These are the two strategies of scheduling, that is auto scheduling and manual scheduling. We'll discuss about this in detail. These are some of the data that we need to create the work order. That is, we need to have the account details, addresses, territory where the customer is located, bookable resources, that is the people or the technicians with required skill set, resource territories, characteristics, that is the resource with the required skill set, start and end locations of the resource, work hours, that is how many hours that the technician should take to complete the work, priorities, like there will be different priorities for the works, then the work order. So these are the data setup or the data that we need to create the work order. So this is the schedule board. So if someone wants to manually schedule, they can just drag and drop the work to the resources. So you can see the schedule board which shows the work hours of the users. These are the users and also the work hours. Like here you can see that um, various resources, like the works assigned to them. Also, you can see the white areas and the gray area. Like white area, which means that they are ready to work or they're available for, like they have the slot. And the gray area means like they are off or like holidays are marked in the gray area. Mm, there is a tool that is when you use an intelligence from the product, like example, when we click the find availability, what happens is that it uses something called the scheduling assistant. Yeah. So it is an internal semi-automated intelligence. So it suggests us some best resources for our work, like depending upon the preferences and the requirements that we want to do the work. So this thing provides us with the best resources with the required skill set, which also not suggests the resources that are not working. So all these small scale and large organization chooses this tool and it suggests choosing the best resources. Like when you come to the manual scheduling, what we do is that we just drag and drop the work to the required resources that we need. Um, if I take an existing unscheduled work, now we can see that, yeah, first let me schedule this work order. Now it is like unscheduled work. When we schedule this work, it turns to be scheduled. Yeah. Now the status changed to scheduled. Like we have a booking for our bookable resource. Then at this point, we can move this first stage of this to the schedule work order stage. At this point, the work order has been scheduled and we have a bookable resource that that should be going in and completing the service task and should use the products assigned. Like here, the water filtration system product, you can make it as used and save and close. Also, you can make the all the service tasks that has been assigned to used. Then we can also customize the schedule board by giving different colors based on the priority of the work order for the users who are using that. They can understand it by seeing the different colors. They know that which has got the highest priority of job, something like that. So we can use the customizing it, the job based upon the priority. Then also the other way to open the schedule assistant is just by simply clicking the work order. There you can see a button called book. So by clicking it, it will also open the schedule assistant. So this is the other way in which you can um, book your bookable resource. And like coming to the last session, the this is the app, the Field Service Native Mobile, which is nothing but the model driven app. So you don't need to know a separate technology to understand that. So which will be used by the technicians to report the status of their work and everything. So yes, thank you.
Thanks, Savarna. Thank you for nice presentation. You may stop the recording.